Bro, we're live, bro. Dual live streaming, bro.
So hard.
Podcast. It's fucking not even a podcast.
It's a live cast.
It's a live cast, bro, in person. But we're gonna have the first person view of what's going on. We're just gonna have our dumbasses on this one. So I can't turn the camera around. It just sus as hell.
Can I watch yours at the same time?
Dude, I don't know, bro. I don't know how any of this works. All I know is that I need to start drinking this shit. Which, unfortunately, this guy right here, I need to fucking hold up. I need to get my hand away from the camera side. Process is up in this bitch. Say, live it up, dude. We're out here. But somebody decided to give me a drink, and it ain't a Mike's.
No, it's not.
Not even a Mike's. I'm going to be drinking it. I'm drinking. I don't know why. But not even noon yet.
Yeah, doesn't need to be.
But I guess people around the stage up here. Not enough people. Should be a hell of a lot more. But
Definitely a hell of a lot more.
see what happens.
Hundreds, maybe.
Yep. I'm just gonna have to hold it like this, I guess. You know, just
You gotta give the real live reaction.
real live reactions, dude. It's be a reaction vid.
Probably set it up.
You might be able to get this to work. Hold up. Maybe. No, it's not one to work. If I drop it, I drop it. It's got a case. We're good. Hold up. Can I get this to perfect? And they can't even see my face.
Nobody really wants
No, nobody wants to. I don't know why they would. They're going to. Oh man, what the fuck? Process saying he's a turtle tickler.
Yeah.
Hell kind of turtles you tickling, bro? And is that a conversation? Listen. Yeah, we're currently live. You want to make your first appearance?
We're live. And that's Ozzy live.
Yeah, we got Ozzy over here. We got Dan the man.
Josh,
So,
Ozzy, and David live on YouTube.
everybody sees him here. The only people we can get to come here. Apparently,
Right.
nobody else
Right,
cares.
these are the only real patriots.
True supporters of the Terriblytacticalchannel
Right,
channel,
dude.
right here.
Right, dude.
And Shootingthepooppodcast.
Right. Amen to that. Dan's cheers in the gate, dude. Cheers in the gate, dude. Cheers in
With the Gatorade, bro.
Already done with mine.
Oh man, I'm forcing it down. Fuck it.
Right.
But oh
How
man,
do I respond?
I don't know how you would respond to comments other than verbally.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, which can become really problematic for our viewership
Right.
because the things that we maybe asked today.
This is like Oblivion NPC dialogue right now. What's going on? You ever seen those videos?
No, I have not.
I can't believe at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning they're serving beer at the Igold. That's how they get down, I guess.
They know their audience.
Right.
You know,
On a
that's
Wednesday.
the thing. Yeah, on a Wednesday.
On a Wednesday.
Wednesday morning.
Right.
Drink up, guys. Who else is drinking with us here? Hopefully nobody. They're all at work and shit.
If you guys are out of Illinois, make sure you join the I.S.R.A. F.P.C. G.O.A. Also, no compromise.
Oh man, we got Joe Morgan in here in the process.
Dude, Ozzy's
Comments
in
on
here.
it.
What's Ozzy doing?
Ozzy's in here. Oh shit, Ozzy's in this shit. He's in this shit and in this shit.
Right. This is like Inception, bro.
Process saying mimosa morning scales or screwdriver diver.
Yeah.
Look, what the hell was this even?
It's just a blue moon.
It's a blue moon. I don't drink beer, bro.
It was that or
Problematic.
Coors Light.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to, I don't know.
I think I got the easier view here.
Yeah.
So I just got right
Yeah,
here.
you can just rest it. But then everybody's looking up your nostrils and shit.
I got some boogies. Man, it's one model 88. Saying, have a good day. I'm buffing and polishing a Shelby Dakota at the shop and listening to you guys.
On both streams, dude?
Yeah.
He's clearly on your stream. It's not on my
I got
stream.
people on my stream, dude.
Shady, dude. How many people you got?
Does it even say 3 people watching?
Damn, I got 5.
I got 3, bro. 3. Well, now we split up the tens of viewers they normally have, so it's gonna be difficult. Plus, it's early morning. Who knows what's actually gonna happen? But we're here. We made it. The 4 of us are here.
Yeah.
You know, we're here actually to fight for our rights and talk to some people, trying to talk some sense into some politicians. It's difficult to do these days. But unfortunately, more people didn't show. We got some other people back here, you know, ready to rally. But Still see if they'll let us in or not.
Yeah,
See how that works out.
let us in.
Apparently, there's no large organized groups allowed. I feel like we're gonna be quite unorganized though, so should be okay. Should be good to go. But now we're just waiting. Apparently, 23 minutes out from they start talking, and beyond that, we'll see what happens. But the model's just jumping back and forth. That's how it is. Fuck it. Now I got one viewer. Probably the process. I'm live for no reason at this point. But he's on your side now? Damn, that's shade. It's shade. They're tired of looking at my dumb ass, so I'll just have to hold it like this, I guess. Show him the stage.
Put a Velcro patch on the phone. Big money.
First person view.
Big money.
But instead, I just gotta hold it in front of my face. That's I'm walking around. I'm gonna go walk around and talk to my representatives today. No, probably not. What if they're gonna let us in there streaming in the first place?
Yeah, I don't think they
No, we'll see what happens.
Once we're in,
Yeah.
I am freaking having a stroke with this. That is way too close for comfort.
Oh man. I was trying to figure out how to use the fucking external camera on this shit. Run that GoPro,
Yeah.
but I couldn't figure out how to connect that to my phone for live streaming. I know.
How could you not?
I don't know if it's possible.
How could you not?
Probably out here tag teaming somebody. I don't know.
What is going on?
We got work on that stable cam, bro.
The stable cam?
I don't know how steady I can keep my hands. My hands are shaking.
I'm resting my arms.
Yeah, that is cheating, bro.
This is the crew right here. This is quite a motley crew we got cooked up.
Yeah. I'm just gonna.
This is
I'll just leave it on these guys.
Show them the freaking holes.
Show them the holes, dude.
Bust out the bat.
Because we got. Well, first we got the maiden voyage on the SOE mini day pack, Volcan Black and Toxic. But we had a certain Ozzy over here hooking it up, though he didn't have to. But he's just that good of a guy. Especially to us, one of the true supporters of both Terribly Tactical Channel, Shootingthepooppodcast channel, and gun rights in Illinois, because he's actually fucking here, unlike most others.
Where are y'all
But
at? Where are y'all
as I'm dropping paperwork and such,
You can't be dropping paperwork.
no, can't be. But the sweet, beautiful leather holster, handmade by Ozzy himself for 1911.
If you need a
Blue
holster,
stitching,
guy up.
blue thread.
I will post the links to all the stuff in the comments. Here, let me get a close-up of that.
Just beautiful holes. But
We're gonna freaking fit and finish on that. And
fucking
you know what it's making?
saying, don't cross the streams, bro.
Don't.
I think we've crossed the
We
streams
have too many times.
a few times.
This is made for God's gun.
It is.
Gold
Yeah.
1911 holster.
It's,
And it won't fit a 9mm. It only fits 45 caliber.
yeah. But
That's Ozzy.
yep,
That's
amazing
sick. I love
work.
the
That thing is
contrast
sick.
thread, dude. Now you got to get
gorgeous.
the SOE with the Tiffany to match. Dude.
I know.
The multi-band black Tiffany. Dude. That's beautiful.
But
You better take this back. I'm gonna steal it from you.
I'm putting it back now. Yeah, got the
Oh yeah.
the pack loaded up. Got some charging cables, more chargers in there. Let's try to keep this shit running for as long as we can. But for the time being, I think we're good for it. No, I'm expecting to use a lot of fucking battery today.
Yeah. A lot better. I'm already down to 72%.
Oh, it's 79. Should probably just hook the shit up to the charger now. Just keep it charged. So I don't know how fast these chargers are going to charge the shit. Should be pretty
cool.
cool.
Cord one, dude. You got enough cords for both of us?
Dude, you got your own bats, dude.
You have my own bat.
Thought you were set.
No, I got it.
I already asked you, bro.
I'd rather invade your country and take your oil than
Yeah.
your own.
With all my power and stuff.
That's what I want to do with the battery.
All right. All they see is the ceiling right now in my forehead. It's a great view, guys, ain't it? Run the cable outside the bag. Look. Be on this shit and charging now.
Beard recognized beard, bro.
What, dude?
Beard recognized beard.
Bruh. I didn't even have a beard, bro.
No, not you.
No.
Damn, so you ain't done with that yet?
No.
You need help?
Maybe. I don't do this shit.
It's not.
You know, and I feel like it's unacceptable to just chug this in public. You know? So.
Definitely getting copyright stricken for this.
100%. At least Shooting the Podcast ain't monetized.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
So,
they'll give me a channel strike and ban
yeah.
me,
Yeah.
whatever.
Exactly.
Worth it.
We got these guys, 4 guys up here just listening to us this whole time.
Right.
Wondering what the fuck's going on behind them. They were fucking stupid as hell. Because we are.
We're probably the only people covering this shit.
Yeah. I ain't seen no news vans outside.
Yeah.
You know?
See a couple
We are
shitty
now the mainstream media. Yeah. There's some dry cleaners.
We're
You
the
know?
mainstream media.
Yeah, exactly. We are the mainstream media of the Igold. We're the only media. But
Easy EG6 is in the house.
with the EG6, why are they all in your chat, bro?
Because this is where it's at.
Bikes, they're only seeing my face on this one.
Right.
And I understand why they're leaving. Run far, far away. But well, we make our walk down the street with our hundreds of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's barely a traffic jam.
yep. It's quite problematic. It ain't a traffic jam though, because we're all, we got permits because we do things lawfully
Right.
around here. Follow the rules.
I have a tendency to not like asking permission.
Yeah.
Because then that implies that you're not a free man, right?
We didn't ask permission,
No,
but
right. Ourselves.
the event organizers
But
did.
we're under the guise of the permission holder.
Yeah.
Just
Problematic.
permissible right now.
Yep. We're permitted, bro. We're papered right now, bro.
Milo is saying, "What's up, TT from Chicago?" Well, then how come you're not here, bro?
Yeah, what the fuck? Get your ass down here. It's only a 3-hour drive.
Yeah, it's probably done and over with at that point.
Yeah, probably.
I don't want to get Debbie down, but it looks like Illinois is going to. Although I think between me, you, and Ozzy, I think we could make it happen. What do you think?
Maybe. We got a chance at least.
It is the 6th.
Yeah. It is the 6th. It's the anniversary,
Right.
4-month anniversary.
I get home, the feds are going to be there.
Would surprise me.
Yeah.
Setting up for the stream. Got to balance it just perfectly,
No, we're not. I don't think that's happening.
It happens. Skills, bro.
Dude, yeah, for sure, dude.
He really should have brought a fucking tripod or
I
something.
don't know why I didn't.
I didn't even think about it. I didn't think we were gonna be moving around that much and sitting around for that much, See, all they see is my beard now.
Well, that's the best part about it.
It is. You ain't got to see my face.
No,
The Terribly Tactical merch. Just Terribly Tactical right there. It's like I'm a whore showing off my tits or something. I know, what the fuck? We only got 3 viewers. Showing off my chest, we only got 3 viewers. What the fuck? What am I doing that for?
Doing too much. But not enough.
Apparently not. But doing something. We're doing something.
Yeah, we're here doing it. Nobody else is doing it.
No, not at all.
At least I'm getting the stabilization. What are you doing, dude? Are you reading the comms?
Yeah, I'm reading the comms, dude. Skills and TD on the phone, the Ramones on the radio. Me Too win battle between phone and PC. So you got one of us on the phone, one on the fucking computer. Watching both our streams at once, bro.
That's crazy. That's just too many streams.
That's too much, man. You're doing too much, bro.
It's like we're getting a couple more people.
Just stick with the Shooting the Poop podcast channel. That's the only one that matters. You know? No. Come on, bring my numbs up. Come on. We need to surpass Terribly Tactical Channel's live viewers. Nah.
So either way I win, how does that make you feel?
It's true. That's cheating.
No, it's not, dude.
Fucking, I'm going live on the tactical scales. We're totally getting copyright strike.
This is a class.
Especially this is a room full of white people. Everybody should be singing. Oh man, I'm just sitting here stirring my beer because I don't want to finish it. I don't want to drink it.
Dude, I'll drink that shit.
I'm going to. I don't do it. I don't do beer. I don't do it, and you know it. You know I don't do it. This ain't orange juice, bro.
That's as close to orange juice that you can get.
Nah, dude. The one, what the fuck were those beers that you were drinking before that had like the orange shit with the fucking orange with the mohawk on it?
Go ahead and take your seats. We'll start in about 2 minutes.
Oh, shots fired for a second there.
I'm gonna bust it out my freaking
tactical pen.
Right, dude. This is the only thing safe to carry with the camera.
Yeah. That's good. I got mine, bro. Tactile turn, tie.
You got the flame in.
Oh, yeah, dude.
The bolt action.
Yeah. Why are you jumping, bro? You don't trust me, bro?
No, I don't.
So unfortunately, no blades in the Capitol building for some reason. I'm kind of screwed on this camera egg now. Like, all they're gonna see is my fucking ugly fucking face, bro. If I can learn to talk today, that'd be great.
That would be.
They ain't even seen my face; they're seeing my body, dude.
Which is peak performance.
Because they got the audio, though. That's all that matters, right? I don't think anybody here is a face you want to see, regardless. You know? So, no, definitely not. But I did it. It's empty. I feel like a man now.
You don't look like it.
Dude, what you got around your neck right now, bro? What else you got?
Dude, I got that
Got a scarf,
I got that don't tread. That's a whole ass flag.
Scarf, dude.
It could be turned into a cape real quick.
Could be real quick. But you didn't bring the paracord.
Freedom, you think Freedom Man should make an appearance in public?
I think so. Probably use the lanyard.
You gotta find me a phone booth.
Fashion into a cape.
I need a phone booth.
Did you bring any smokes?
Yeah. I should have. Actually, I might have one in the back.
Right into the Capitol building.
Yeah.
Pop a yellow
Down the
smoke
center.
and just we'll have Dan go to the top, drop it down the middle, and you just appear in the middle on the bottom floor. Easy EG6 saying audio sounds better on this channel.
Let's stand and pledge of allegiance. I'd like to introduce Chris Miller, who is the
All right, everybody better do this with us.
District, will be leading you in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. It's great to be here in Springfield this afternoon and welcome. I want you to know that there are these t-shirts in the lobby that are absolutely free to you. And the reason why we're giving it away is my wife and I do not believe in red flag laws.
Amen.
Fuck yeah. Nobody should.
You know, one thing that we just want to take a minute to think about was we're entering into the Easter season. We're entering into the Easter season. And And I know that our Lord Jesus Christ came to set us free. And God gave us the Second Amendment to keep us free. You know, when you look at the landscape and see what's going on, we can acknowledge wholeheartedly that the fight for freedom never ends. And that's the bad news that we face today. But the good news is that we are not descendants of fearful men. There have been people that have fought this battle over the years, and guess what? They continue to fight it, they continue to prevail. And this is no time for apathy and indifference, and we will prevail, we will be victorious, and we will overcome. You know, what we face today is an epic battle. We face an epic battle against of good and evil. We also face an epic battle between the establishment and the true American patriots. And I know that the patriots will rise up with wisdom strategy, and to carry the battle, to go on the offensive. Think about this. We're in the land of Lincoln, and Abraham Lincoln made the observation that we were conceived in liberty. Now, think about that for a minute. That the seeds of freedom and liberty were planted in the heart of a new nation. The seeds of liberty and freedom were planted into the hearts of American patriots, and we continue to fight that battle today. But when you think about it, the very foundation of everything, of things that make America America, are under attack today. Individual liberty, limited government, rule of law, fiscal responsibility, fair markets, the sanctity of life, and peace through strength. Every one of those ideals that make America America are being undermined by what we see going on in our government today. And I think that it's time for a generation to rise up and draw a line in the sand and say, no more of this. It's time that we understand that it's time for us to rise up and make America and Illinois strong again. It's time for us to rise up and to make Illinois proud again. And it's time for us to rise up and to make Illinois free again. God bless you.
When was Illinois free?
Thanks, Chris. My name is David Lombardo.
Right before we were alive.
Of the Illinois State Rifle Association. I'd like to welcome you here on behalf of the officers and the board. So it's a little smaller than it was 3 years ago. A little bit smaller. We had 8,000 men. The times have never been worse.
Nobody's giving up hope.
I think we need to stop and take a look at what our situation is today. And here's what we want to do about it. There are 118 Illinois representative districts in this state. If you take the number of FOID card holders and just average it out over the number of districts, you're looking at about 19,000 FOID card holders per district. Where are they? Right. We haven't tapped into that.
Not the fuck
That's
here.
something we have to start doing now. We have a program that I would be happy to come and put on any of your organizations if you would like. It talks about what the I.S.R.A. does. But in a nutshell, I want to just point this out. Every social issue, I don't care what it is, abortion, states' rights, I don't care what it is. Every social issue basically has two fronts. They have the activists, which are the warriors, and then they have the advocates, which are the diplomats. The I.S.R.A. is the diplomat. We're the one that builds bridges. We need the warriors. We need more activists to go out and rattle doors, carry signs. And we got a way that I think we're going to be able to achieve that. I'll talk about it in a minute. We're going to do some restructuring within the I.S.R.A. We're going to keep doing what we've been doing, but we're going to divide it into 5 divisions. Legislative, litigation, education, communication, and application. And there'll be a volunteer head of each one of them.
We want to become more
Figured it out.
oriented. We want to give more things
Learning,
to our
guys.
members to do, to give them more reason to join the organization. Most of what we do, you don't see, you don't hear, because it happens in the Capitol, it happens in the courtrooms. So the communication division, we are in the process of, we're going to put in a new website, and it'll be very member-oriented. So whatever your interest is, legislation, litigation, there'll be a place in there for you to turn to and find out what's going on. We're going to disseminate information to members. We want to broaden the entire concept of communication. I would very much like to see, of course, we'll continue Igold, but we would, we've talked about having an annual convention, we'll bring people together, talk about what's happening. We used to have a law symposium. Do we have any attorneys? Any attorneys in the crowd? Now they're all in their office making money. We'd like to bring back a law symposium. We're going to have an open house in the summer. So there's a lot of things that we want to do. Here's what I would like you to do to help. There are pro-Second Amendment organizations I never even knew existed. Never heard of them before. And I began to dig around and I found out. One of them, for instance, is the 761st Gun Club of Chicago. We're talking about an organization that is dedicated to preserving the rights of African American gun owners. And I just saw Courtney Redmond, are you here? I saw you out in the hall. Where are you? There he is. That's the president of 761st. We got together with Courtney and we're working with that group, trying to get them involved. Who here is part of I.S.R.A, the Illinois Gun Owners Together? Anybody?
They left me.
Okay. All right. We've been talking with John Coyne. Is that John? I can't see. Okay. So we've been talking with them. They have an enormous, I mean, literally, an enormous following of people on the internet. That's a giant crowd of people that we want to be friends with. What we would very much like to do,
the guy that basically likes shit.
I would like to find out about all of the organizations that there are. And there are organizations that I'm only beginning to find out about. For instance, Pink Pistols and Asian American Gun Club. If you know of any organization, a shooting club, any special interest group,
why do the Asians see their own gun club?
Second Amendment, I don't care what it is that they do with their group. But if they're pro-Second Amendment,
why is it Asian only?
I would like to know who runs that group.
Do we have a white only gun club?
Send me an email to VP for Vice President, VP at I.S.R.A.org. My plan is to put together an ad hoc committee and get all of these groups represented and begin to become active in getting out the vote. Now, when Ed Sullivan's talking, he's going to talk to you also about a little something that we started doing with those, with some of our groups. So we're very much looking at more input from the shooting community. I'm not discouraged by the number of people here today. I was a little taken aback, to be honest, but I'm not discouraged by it. This is the time, right now, in 2022, I think will be a landmark year for the I.S.R.A. This is the time when the opponents are the most vulnerable. Does everybody agree with that? I mean, look at what's happening on the other side of the aisle. Is that not a problem? In this state, in this country, at every level of government, it's out of control. This is the time when we literally can take back seats. This is the time when we can accomplish what we want. But you have to get involved. You've got to be involved. Find a candidate that's pro-Second Amendment and don't just give them money, walk with them, work with them, get them elected. If you want to change the laws, if you want to get rid of FOIA, if you want to get rid of all this stuff, the way you do it is you get rid of the people in the legislature that like it. Does that make sense? So, if you know of any group whatsoever, I would be happy to come and do our presentation on what the I.S.R.A. is and why we do what we do. But I would really like to find out who the president is or the leader of that organization is, so we can bring him in and we can start coordinating this with the shooting community. Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce now our Executive Director, Richard Pearson.
He's the guy with the lawn chair, bro. He gets to be fancy with the lawn chair up there.
I want to thank you all for coming today. You notice I have a new friend here. I fell down on the ice and tore my quadriceps tendon loose. I have some advice for you. Don't do that. It hurts. So, but I'm glad you're all here today. It's not as big a crowd as we'd like, but we knew it was going to be a tough year. We can't go into Capitol this year, but whether we go to Capitol, whether we don't, it still takes just as much time, organization, and money to get this thing going. I want to thank the staff of the I.S.R.A., Laura and Jessica particularly, but all the staff, and all the volunteers that helped put all these packages together. It takes quite an underdoing getting them printed and taken together, put together. I will tell you now that next year, we hope to be in the Capitol again, and I want you to bring 5 friends with you.
Hope to be there.
Now, most of us only have to have 2 friends, or you may have to hire 3 or 4, but bring them anyway.
We need to get all our
Certainly, I want
subscribers.
to talk about some magnificent job that our lobbyist.
All 6 of them that actually comment on anything.
I'm technically a lobbyist also, but the real work has fallen to Ed Sullivan and Bill Potts, and they've done a magnificent job this year. You know, it's, when you are a gun group and you go to the Illinois legislature, it makes General Custer look like he had an advantage, you know. So, but we're doing a good job this year. There's a lot of bills that aren't going to see the light of day. You haven't heard about, but that's just exactly what they need to do. This year, I assume that the legislature will adjourn on Saturday, and but I think it will be back this summer. We'll find out what that brings. And so I wanted to let you know that we'll probably be on the work.
It's usually 6 times as many viewers. I'm just going to steal your stream real quick. See if that helps anything.
Special session can turn into a regular session without much trouble.
I can see the stage
One person I
as
want to
well.
recognize, though, is Joyce Hall. Joyce, where are you? Where are you, Joyce? Are you out there? Joyce is going to march with us today. She's one of our I.S.R.A. members. Joyce is 94 years old. And she can march.
Yeah, why the fuck aren't you here?
Thanks, Joyce.
All you people here in Illinois, somebody's going to be watching, whether now or later. Why the hell?
So, we'll be out on the Lincoln steps. Thank you, but next year we need to have more people, and next year we'll be in the Capitol. Yeah, I want to thank all the other gun groups that are here too. Thank you very much.
Except the NRA, fuck them. I'm pretty sure they got a rep up there too.
Thanks, Richard.
How many people are going to boo?
Next, I want to introduce Ed Sullivan, who's one of our lobbyists, and Ed is an example
By the way,
of when I'm talking about I want to become more member-centric. He's going to explain to you something that we just recently did. And
I just realized that.
kind of innovative, and it's very interesting.
But
So, Ed
facts.
Sullivan?
I'm currently sitting here awkwardly holding my phone with 2 viewers.
Some of the things that we've been doing to
Everybody looking at
bring
us.
more groups together.
You better appreciate this.
Close up to the mic. So one thing we know that the anti-gun legislators through G.O.A. Have been fairly active this year. Some pretty interesting bills that make no sense to law-abiding gun owners that have kind of percolated through the General Assembly. I do want to highlight 4 that have gotten votes or will get votes in the coming week. The first one is House Bill 2769. It's a microstamping pilot program, if you will, for law enforcement. So the idea being that your firing pin would input a little stamp on a shell casing, so it would be easier for law enforcement to figure out who's fired that bullet.
Fuck the police.
It's an all kind of stupid when you're going to do a pilot program on law enforcement. So what do we have against law enforcement? We need to figure out what their bullet shell casings are doing. it didn't go anywhere. It passed out of committee. We stopped it on the floor, just through common sense. I mean, it's self-explanatory. Plus, there's no manufacturers that are going to use a microstand firing pin to begin with. So one of the big issues that percolated this year was House Bill 4296, Cook County Forest Preserve Concealed Carry Bill. So what we know is that the Concealed Carry Act has 23 prohibited places, with all of Cook County Forest Preserve being a prohibited place. So a gentleman by the name of Simon Solomon was arrested in a Cook County Forest Preserve, minding his own business, fishing, and he voluntarily submitted that he had a firearm when approached. Well, they arrested him. He sued. He won in court, and the court basically threw out Cook County Forest Preserve as a prohibited place, putting them with all other 101 counties. But he stayed the order until the end of session to give the General Assembly time to potentially rewrite that statute. Well, House Bill 4296 was G.O.A.'s answer to, in essence, instead of calling all of Cook County Forest Reserve a prohibited place, start identifying individual areas within the Cook County Forest Reserve. It got a hearing, passed out of committee, which all these bills come out of committee. We stopped it dead cold on the floor. The Cook County Forest Reserve lobbyists called me one day and said, "You win, we're not going to call it, we don't have the votes. We might call it in the fall." Okay, that's fine, but right now, because of the good work by our team here and all of you that responded and put in witness slips, that's a major piece of legislation that was stopped dead cold. We have two issues coming up. One of them, we know that there's a concealed carry review board where law enforcement could submit names for review before they are allowed to get concealed carry license. Many understand that this was a review board that has had a pretty problematic history. It all started when the Concealed Carry Act was passed. Former Governor Quinn vetoed the Concealed Carry Act. He was overridden, and they slow walked this the organization of this board, which denied rights of 2A groups and people to get a concealed carry license. So the idea here is there is a FOID review board and a concealed carry review board. ISP would like to consolidate those two boards. That obviously gives us in the 2A community pause, because there's already systematic problems to begin with these boards. Now they want to have two of them combined. So we have been
Abolish them both.
Coalition, what I have been calling the Firearms Coalition.
Fuck a FOID card, fuck a concealed carry permit.
To suggest what we think would be good
Constitutional ownership and carry.
by which this board would have to act on a license, which we don't have today. And so, so far, we've not come to an agreement with ISP. We've had 4 iterations of the legislation. They've come our way, but they haven't come where we think it is, needs to be. And so this coalition just received the last iteration today, and we'll review it and see where we want to go. But I do want to thank the members of this coalition. Obviously, David here has been kind of taking the I.S.R.A's point on reviewing the legislation. Belinda Rowe with Illinois Carry, John Bach, Gun Saves Live, Eric Callis, president of Aurora Sportsman's Club, Courtney Redmond is here as part of the group, 761st Gun Club, Bill Manton, Gun Rights for Illinois, Todd Vandermine, as we all know, and John Weber with National Rifle Association. So our thought going forward is unity and strength is always going to be a powerful statement down here in Springfield. It's turned out pretty darn good so far. We've been able to push back on this bill presently to get concessions. We might not come to an agreement, and that's fine. Then that review board and that concealed carry board will not be combined, because we're going to stop it. And we're going to stop it with the help of you guys. The last bill that I want to just briefly touch on, it just popped yesterday. We might have, it's a week left, so we might have a few more. But this whole concept of ghost guns. It's
that's scary.
Statement. It's a political bill.
Them scary ghost guns.
It's a non-issue in the world of firearms. Nobody's going to go 3D print a firearm and go into areas and commit crime. I mean, all these bills, as we know, are a response to criminals, not law-abiding citizens.
We're not
This bill,
criminals.
we've done a quick review. We don't really like what's in it.
They're trying to make us into them.
It will redefine what a firearm is. It will force serialization of home-built firearms. It has a hodgepodge of penalties for not complying with the act. And the reality is, Illinois is way out in front of the federal government on what may or may not happen on ghost guns, so-called ghost guns. So that's kind of where we're at. For now, I think the ghost gun issue is the only one on the table, and we've already started the process of explaining that we're opposed to it. It has not been assigned to committee. Once it does, we will testify in opposition. We will obviously send out an alert to all you guys, and you do what you do best, and that's let your legislators know that you're opposed to this stuff and stop all the nonsense, and let's get back to freedoms. So, thank you very much.
Thanks, Jim. The whole concept of getting the shooting community involved in all of this is really kind of key to where we want to be going. We need to be going there soon, though. Currently, we have about 28,000 members, and if you look at that, that's about 1% of the FOID card holders in the state of Illinois. That's ridiculous. Everything we do, every piece of legislation that we influence in our favor, every lawsuit that we bring up, benefits every single firearm owner in the state of Illinois. And we're looking at about 1% of them, FOID card holders are actually members. We need you to go out. We'll do our part. We're going to make it more member-centric. We'll make it more things that you can do, but you need to help us. You need to get members back in, because now there's vulnerability. Now we need people. We need to get the word out.
You might have to actually media coverage over here.
So we would very much like you to get
Yes.
into the mode and get some people to join. And as I said before, I'd be happy to come to any group that wants to have a speaker. I'll talk about the I.S.R.A. and tell you what we do, why we do it, and answer questions. Next up is Bill Potts, our other primary I.S.R.A. lobbyist. Bill?
Good morning. First, thank you all for coming out. It's been a couple years, and I know we've talked about how big things were prior to conceal and carry, and what happened during the so-called virus that went around. And I use the word so-called because everyone has their opinion on it, and it's your opinion, and I know you're the master of it. So it is what it is, but we're here today, and we're coming back. We have a condensed legislative session going on. Normally, we're here till June 1st. Friday at midnight, that's it. And we're going to go home. But as everyone's talked about, we're probably going to be back. I don't see them accomplishing everything they want. They definitely have been trying to come after us, is what Ed Sullivan had just spoke about. And so we're back in the hall today. Before I say anything else, I know they're passing a bucket around for some donations to help pay for the hall. So if you see fit, you see fit. If not, I understand. That's not why we're here. We're not here to collect money, but anything helps. We've talked about, and you've heard about different organizations that have come together. It's the first time that I think this has happened in quite a while. It's like a big family at Thanksgiving. If you have dinner and nobody gets into an argument, everyone goes home. It's a worthwhile Thanksgiving. So hopefully we'll have more of this going forward. Ed talked about one thing, and there's a couple things that out in the hallway, people have talked to me about their grandkids and how many grandkids they have, and sons and daughters, and why we're all here and what we want to protect. One of the elements of lobbying is knowing the legislators, knowing your legislator. Every gun organization will send out a newspaper, a mailing, a letter, an action alert, an information alert. A lot of times they'll ask you to call your legislator. It's imperative you know who they are. If you don't, you really need to find out. And what I believe today, looking out, is you're the strong, you're the ones that showed up. I'm sure everybody in this audience that knows who their legislator is or how to get a hold of them, I'm pretty confident of that, because you came all the way down to Springfield or up to Springfield or across the Springfield to be here today. One of the things on action alerts that you will receive are witness slips. And I wasn't going to say anything about this because there's a lot of pluses and minuses to it. One thing that I want to tell you, witnesses slip do help. But I also want to say
You don't want
they
your
are
money.
not the end all.
He doesn't want your dirty
If
money.
we defeat a bill, it's only that's part of it. It's be part of it because your leadership was on the ground, you were making phone calls, it all comes together. So if somebody tells you, well, we only beat a bill or we only won a bill because of witness slips, it's not true. I know I'll probably get an earful for saying that, but it's just reality. Does it help? Absolutely it helps. But the one thing I would caution you is when you're filling out witness
Support
slips,
those that support you and your
I want to
rights.
start this as an educational program, but be very cautious when you fill those out. There's ways of setting up an account. You definitely want to set up an account. You only have to know two things once your account's set up. Your email address, and I'm sure everyone in the room knows their email address, and a given password that you give that account. The advantage of that account is once you log in, it will pre-populate your information that you will already put in, you already know is correct. You put in a position. If you make a mistake, because on that website, if you notice where your name and all that, which they want, but the buttons at the bottom about our position are very small and they're very hard to look at. So occasionally, one of us will make a mistake. You will get an alert or an informational alert on something, and we are for the bill. Not very often we've been doing that lately, but if we're proponents, which we are supporting it, you've got to push that button. And a lot of us are so used to opposing everything that's come through, you've pushed the button the wrong way. And there might be 1,000 of us that are supporting something, but all of a sudden you find the name of your closest 2A friend and he's opposing it, and he can't change it unless you have an account. If you go in and you do that one time without an account and you hit send, it's gone and you can't change it. But if you have an account, if you have an account, you can go in and you can change it and correct it. That's kind of like, that's important to us. We're one of the better groups here. And in my opinion, we're the best group here. I talked to the Capitol Police. They know we're coming. They want us to come. We're respectful. We're respectful to the membership. We're respectful to the legislators. We're respectful to their staff. And when we send those alerts out and we make a mistake, we want to be able to correct it. Yeah, so I want to just end it at that. And every group that we belong to, that you belong to, that sends those out, there's information that on how to change that and how to fix that. And that's one of the most important blocks. You've heard everything. There's building blocks of how we stop or move legislation forward, and that's one of the most important ones. One of the other things is legislators that come to visit us. I guess that's part of the biggest building block, because you've all heard it's an election year and they all want your vote. But as soon as they have your vote, how many of them come after us and grab us by the throat? Well, it doesn't happen all the time. We've got a state senator here, and Dave's going to stand up and introduce him. But there's been some that have been with us for a long time, and they're part of the building blocks. So I'm going to turn this back over to Dave, but thank you for letting me have a few minutes and talk to you a little briefly.
We all know how the opposition plays in Springfield with redistricting. Everybody's familiar with redistricting? Well, we have next Senator Severson is going to say a few words from Rockford. He's the rep from the 35th district. He's been redistricted. He's in for a tough battle. This is a 30-year supporter of the Second Amendment. This is 100% vote on Second Amendment issues. He needs your help now. Senator Severson.
Well, thank you so much. And to all of you, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking time out of your schedules to travel all the way to Springfield to stand up for one of the most important rights that we have. Make no mistake that you being here today is making a difference. It's sending a message that law-abiding gun owners are not and have never been the problem, despite what the ruling party and some in the media say. So you're making a difference. As far as the smaller numbers go, remember, 12 disciples changed the world. So a couple of hundred here can certainly change Illinois. I am proud to join with such great friends as we have with Igold members. And as mentioned, I'm proud of being a 30-plus year NRA member and proud of my 100% voting record. And that, by the way, is not a radical voting record. That's a common sense voting record. What's really radical is the governor and his party
back in the NRA.
blaming law enforcement and gun owners as the problem in Illinois. That's radical. And the governor's agenda for addressing crime is idea of defunding police, abolishing cash bail, emptying prisons, opening borders, and putting the rights of criminals above victims. That's out of touch. We see the results of what their programs are, and it's not working. Now, we have a solution. It's not radical. It's simple. Hold criminals accountable, give law enforcement the tools they need, and leave law-abiding Second Amendment citizens alone.
Thanks for not running 2 live streams, bro.
Oh yeah, don't forget. Elect prosecutors will actually do their job.
Yeah.
Speaking of elections, we have one coming up, and we certainly cannot leave those who created the problem in charge of the solution. We cannot let those who created the problem be in charge of the solution. So we are going to have to fight back. We're going to have to fight like hell to protect our families, our communities, and our constitutional rights. I want my children to look back in a few years and say without hesitation that their dad fought for freedom and refused to give in to those who want to take our rights away. I want that to be my legacy. I know you want that to be your legacy. I also want to thank the fine men that are up here today for the great work that they've done. Richard, Ed, Bill, they quietly talk about all these bills they killed, but without them, without your support of them, we would be losing these battles. And so thank you to all of you who every day get up and fight for us. And thank you to all of you who are members in supporting this fine organization. Thank you again for allowing me to be here. God bless.
Do we have any elected officials or people running for office right now? Anybody? If you are, stand up. Just stand up. Okay, that's your future. Okay?
Dan, stand up. You're our next governor.
They need your help. The senator's been redistricted. You know what that
I'd vote for you,
know what
Dan.
that's gonna be.
What's that?
I'd vote for you,
My
Dan.
fiance over here, Gretchen, is an elected official. She's on the board of I.S.R.A. I've knocked on doors, I've delivered literature, done that.
I've been told Dan has the plan, so.
That's what you have to do.
I said, I've been told Dan has the plan,
$25.
so.
Donate the $25. But you actually have to go out and help them. If we don't do that, we are not going to change what's going on in the state. You have to get committed. Our next speaker is going to be Senator Neil Anderson out of Moline, representing the 36th district. Senator?
Good afternoon, Patriots. Good afternoon. Thank you all for being here. I'm State Senator Neil Anderson. I'm from the 36th Senate District, which is Rock Island, Whiteside County. Anybody from there in this room? Excellent. All right. Well, thank you again for being here. I just want to say that the Second Amendment is the most important amendment that we have in our Constitution because it truly does protect all the others. I have been in the legislature now for 7 years.
I think everybody's doing that lines.
There is nobody
a 30-year supporter of the NRA
hates more than me. And there's one thing that seems like a lot of politicians don't understand anymore, both Democrats and sadly some Republicans, is that our Bill of Rights and our Constitution is not a list of things that government gives us the permission to do, but rather it's a list of things that God gives us that the government cannot touch. Once we elect more legislators that understand that very, very simple concept, the more successful we will be. And you being here today is the reason to send that message to those legislators. Now, when I was first running, I told everybody in a very, very Democrat district that I currently represent that I was unapologetically pro-Second Amendment. And if they didn't like that, then I was not the guy to vote for. I have been increasingly frustrated with my time in office with a lot of groups and people. And so my answer to fixing things is to do it myself. So I have created the 2A Patriot Pack. It's been 4 years in the process. We just went live with it. If you guys have time today, you can go to 2apatriotpack.org. Please help us out. There's some of these cards out there. If you have a chance to pick one up. Now, our goal at the 2A Patriot Pack, people ask me all the time, well, is it nonpartisan? No. It is as partisan as it comes to both Democrats and Republicans. But because to get our support and to get our endorsement, you have to be unapologetically pro-Second Amendment. If you are a candidate that says there is compromise to maybe make the FOID card a little better, we are not your group. It is constitutional carry or nothing. We are done compromising when it comes to the Second Amendment of our Constitution. Now, David here said earlier that as advocates, which I am a proud advocate of gun rights, that we need to rattle doors. Well, I'm here to tell you that me, as founder and chairman of the 2A Patriot Pack, and as state senator, I'm here to not only rattle doors, I'm here to kick the hinges off. A lot of people ask me what the Second Amendment means to me. I've been around quite a while. Ever since I was a little kid, I've been a shooter. I've been an advocate. And I don't think I could say it better than a man that I was very fortunate to meet about 10 years ago. And so I'm going to leave you with his quote that I think sums up why the Second Amendment is so important. And that quote comes from former Congressman and Lieutenant Colonel Allen West. And he said, "An armed and informed, law-abiding citizenry is the best defense against a tyrannical government and the criminal element that is created by the misplaced benevolence of activists, judges, and politicians." That is the reason for the Second Amendment. If you guys ever have any questions, please go to our website. Would love to come and do a presentation anywhere you're at in this state. Would love to come and do that presentation. Just remember, we are the Second Amendment. It's up to us to defend it. Thank you very much.
And now we'd like to hear from our president of the Illinois State Rifle Association, Doug Mayo.
Well, thank you all for being here.
the I.S.R.A. was started in 1903 to help train people how to shoot. And here it is 119 years later, we're still doing that. However, training is not the only thing we do. We do much more now. There's a lot of education and training. Obviously, that's important, but we do a lot of other things. We have several grassroots meetings every month in several areas of the state that are well attended, and people get to say their views, and normally they have a guest speaker at the meeting, so it's a very good thing to let members know what's going on in the state. We also have down near Kankakee and Bonfield a 5-star range that is fantastic. It has several ranges each for rifle, pistol, shotgun, and archery. We have a great clubhouse there where we do air gun training. We also have a great classroom there where we're able to do a lot of training for the necessary stuff for concealed carry, how to take apart an AR-15 and things like that. We, as Dave mentioned, we are getting a new website. Ours is sadly outdated and not very easy to operate. The new website will be very, very comprehensive and easy for people to navigate in and find out what they're looking for. And something that you won't be aware of, but we also have a new database that was, our old database was pretty terrible. We've got the new database in, they're still working out a few bugs, but it's going to make the office girls work a lot easier to keep track of people when their memberships are coming up and things like that. And then we have, here in Springfield, we have lobbyists who work very hard every day to keep the gun bill, the bad gun bills at bay and the court good legislation for those who believe in firearms. And the lobbyists here are the real heroes because of the very hard work they do, the countless hours and days they spend down here away from their homes. And they have kept so many terrible gun bills you've never even heard about. They keep them locked up in committees so they don't get out of committee to become laws. And as there, it's Ed Sullivan, Bill Potts, and Rich Pearson. We owe them a huge debt of gratitude. Thank you. And in this day and age, when we have so many people who are so confused, they don't even know what bathroom to use. And we now have a Supreme Court nominee. She can't even define what a woman is, and she is a woman supposedly. And
can't trust anybody these days.
In such trouble, because soon she will unfortunately be a Supreme Court justice, and she's going to be telling us Americans what the Constitution says, and that is really scary. And we have a president who nominated her.
It says what it says.
I am going to nominate a black woman to the Supreme Court. He didn't say, I'm going to nominate the most qualified person in the country to be the Supreme Court. I don't care about the race, or I don't care about the gender. And
that makes
so
sense.
we're in a real world of hurt here. We need to do a lot of work. The I.S.R.A. is gathered here today with several other pro-gun groups to do our annual Igold rally. We've missed the last two, unfortunately, because of Igold, and not being able to march on the Capitol is making us not have the size group we would like to, but I'm still glad to see real activists we have here today. And what we're going to do is show the
real activists
legislators that we're here to stand proudly with them and to help them support our rights, and to show the anti-gunners who want feel-good bills. I don't like guns. I don't feel we should have guns. It doesn't matter what they feel. The Constitution allows us to have guns, and they were voted in to support laws and to make laws that support the Constitution.
Not just guns either.
We want
all elements.
We're not going to support them in November. Hopefully we'll get to vote a lot of those people out.
Cannons, tanks, C4.
And this is so important now as we see what's happening in the Ukraine. The Ukraine does not allow almost anybody to have a private ownership of a gun. They were invaded by a foreign country, and you've probably, many of you, have seen videos of them handing out guns to individuals, to some old ladies. They've never touched a gun, let alone shot one, they're supposed to go and support themselves and protect themselves with it. It's not going to be very good. And we need to make sure we keep our gun rights here in Illinois and in the USA, because no sane person or sane country is ever going to do an armed attack against the USA, because they're going to get fought back. So we need to maintain our gun rights, and because of that, I'm glad you guys are here. Thank you.
That's a knee slapper.
I'd like to call back up our executive director, because I do want to touch on the aspect of litigation. So, Richard, if you could make it back up a second shot. We have a terrific general counsel, Dave Siegel, and I want you to hear about some of the things that have been going on from a litigation perspective.
Make the plumbing get up again.
Thank you. One of the topics that the Illinois State Rifle Association decided to take on, or one of the ideas, was litigation, and we asked our membership in 2006, are you willing to have us spend the money to go to the courts? And we spend a lot of money in courts. We spend a lot of money on attorneys, but we are winning. We have one of our board members is Tom McDonald down there, who's a relative of Otis McDonald.
Tom McDonald is white.
And the other people in that case, because that served the point.
Gotta spit some bars, bro.
Right now, we have several cases up, but the one that's probably the most important is the Vivian Brown case. The Vivian Brown case, if you haven't been familiar with it, aren't familiar with it, Vivian Brown was a lady in White County, a very poor lady, and she was threatened by ex-husband, and so she obtained a .22 single-shot rifle, and she had no Ford card.
You know how to use it.
So, but she was using this, and of course, somebody turned her in for having it, which we probably know who that was. But so she goes to the White County court. The White County judge says the Ford card is unconstitutional in the home. Well, now isn't that nice? So, with that, then since that is a civil rights case, it doesn't have to go to appellate courts. It went straight to the Illinois Supreme Court. The Illinois Supreme Court set it back down because the rulings mixed common law and constitutional law in the same sentence. So here we go again. So we have a new judge, and the original public defender who argued for the Second Amendment was not there. So we have a new public defender. So we take the case back. So it turned out it's the same result, except that the arguments were separated. So now we have been heard by the Illinois Supreme Court, and I'm sure it's an uncomfortable case for them, but that's the way it is. That's why you get the big money, you know. But so we are now waiting for a verdict in that case, the Supreme Court, Illinois Supreme Court ruling. But I want to assure you, if the ruling doesn't go our way, we are on our way to the United States Supreme Court. So anyway, we're going to continue to do this. We have a thing called the Legislative Legal Assistance Committee, and it's a not-for-profit, so if you donate to that, you can take it off your taxes if you itemize. But so we've been funding that through our regular funds and also through the LAC. And so we've spent lots of money. I remember a few months ago, I got a bill, but it was $9,900 a month. So just to let you know, but that costs us money, but that we win too. So I want to let you know that we are busy in the litigation area. We'll see how some of these new laws work out once they're implemented. And if we find violations there and we find plaintiffs, we're going to go back to the courts again and we're going to fight them in court. So thank you. Would you mind me? Somebody was running around here with a donation bucket. Put a donation in it. That helps pay for all that stuff. Thank you.
So my last pitch is this. If you're here and you're not a member, it's $35. You can join. Let me just tell you real quickly. We have a board of directors, all of whom are volunteers. The officers are all volunteers. Virtually everybody is a volunteer. Our executive director gets a salary. He works way more than 40 hours a week. Way more. He just went to Southern Illinois to give a 1 hour talk and then turn around and drove all the way back home. So we have a few people who work in the office who are paid. Everybody else is a volunteer. We have about a $1 million operating budget. People are always saying to me, and by the way, if you write nasty emails or you go to our website and you put in, whatever, why didn't you do this? I'm the guy that answers that stuff. Okay, I'm your whipping boy. Okay, and what I hear is, well, why don't you sue these people? Why don't you sue those people? Why don't you do this? Why do that? And you know what the answer to that is? Do you know what it is? It's money. That's what it is. It's money. We would do it. We'd love to do it. We have 1% of the Floyd card holders, $1 million budget. What if we just had 15%? Think about that. We could sue everybody. So we need members. If you're not a member now, please, before you leave, join up. It's only $35. Finally, Tom Schaefer, who is the Grand Marshal of our march, is now going to come up and explain to you exactly what we're going to do.
Thanks, you guys. Good morning. First, I want to give a round of applause to the I.S.R.A. board and especially to Rich Pearson, who made his difficulties pass quickly. What do you say? What a bunch. What a good bunch. Now, every big movement in which we are a part of has ebbs and flows. You remember the year we had 10,000, the year before concealed carry was ordered by a federal judge. It was a time, boys and girls. It was a time. Right now, Chicago is sick. Our southern border is sick. A pandemic has ravaged the world. But I'll tell you one thing that I know for sure. The Illinois gun owner is alive and well. I've had the pleasure, the luxury, the pleasure, the absolute delight of meeting you great bunch for many, many years now down Capitol Avenue. We're about to take that march again. I don't know what they're going to do to us at the Capitol. The calls that I made to the clerk's office said that the House gallery and the rotunda are open. But the Senate gallery requires a negative COVID test, non-rapid PRC, and you have to have it from within 3 days. I said, well, that means nobody's going to be at the Senate gallery. But we're going to have a nice march. The weather is nice. The sun is out. Everybody take your time. If you don't feel like walking for any reason whatsoever, there is a bus. It'll be out on Adams Street. It'll take you right to the Lincoln statue where you can hear some more speeches. So make sure, and it will also bring you back when the day is over. Be nice to the guards at the metal detector. They've probably been through a lot. Maybe they haven't been through anything. I don't think they let anybody in for over a year and a half. So we might be the first big bunch that they've ever seen. So I know, as always, without even having to say so, you'll be on your best behavior. If you have any special questions, bring them to myself. If anybody has never marched in the front of the parade, why don't you make this your year? There's plenty of space for all. If there's any other questions, I'll be right at this door. We're going to leave out this door right here, which is going to go up as soon as everybody gets assembled. Take your time. We have a permit by the Springfield Police escort. Make sure that you touch base with your two lawmakers and anybody else that you might know personally. We have all afternoon. The session's about to come to a close. They're all fighting over the billions that the feds have given to the states and the cities So we're not really on the radar screen this year.
And we got 9 on the TT channel and only 1 on the Shoot the Poop podcast. Shade.
Them. So let's take our time. Let's have a nice parade. Let's have a nice Igold. I love yous. And here we go.
He loves us. Holy fuck with the clap up. We should do just smack the mic.
Thank you very much, and you can go ahead and start lining up.
Oh shit.
We're just.
You got to take a piss, and now we're waiting. Back to the demonetization of the music, I guess.
My fault.
Yeah, I gotta go too, but we got too much shit to carry here. Then he plugged me back into one of his cords. All right. Dual streaming right now. Got Ozzy, the man, the myth, the legend. Always here for our live streams, whether online or in person. Although he was also watching it online while in person. But now I don't know how in the fuck Dan left his shit there on the ground. I think I knocked it over though, so that's on me. But I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do this, especially with 2 fucking phones now, too many cables. But let's get the bag on with all the chargers and such. And I'm totally fucking up my viewing angles here. All right. Got some leftovers here. Gotta toss that out. All right. Hold up. Fucking Dan just leaving a mess. Dan's just leaving a mess. Left his papers back there. The hell, Dan the man. What was your plan here? Gotta clean up after the boy. We did bring him here. So I guess it's partially our fault. Wait for TT to come back. But everybody's lining up and heading out. TT's slacking. I don't know where the hell he wound up at. I don't know. Let's zip this shit up here and get ready to get out of here and march on to the Capitol building. We won't be able to talk to nobody anyways, but we're going to be there one way or another. We're going to get you. All right. All right. Clean up your mess, guys. Especially Dan the man. We're supposed to have the goddamn plan, but I didn't have a plan for how the fuck I'm supposed to be recording with 2 different phones, but I'm doing it. I ain't even carrying Josh's shit and my shit. Shady. I don't know where the hell he wound up at. Oh, there he is. Can't miss that. That ugly ass mug right in front of me. All right, which phone's yours? Take your shit. Charge. Everything in there? Yeah. So that got your folder. Fucking Dan's just leaving trash everywhere. I don't know. He ran off. I think he had to piss too, I think. There he is. You left your shit over there. No, but he cleaned it up for you. So. What? Yeah, I tossed it. You got it for you.
I'm just gonna go to bed now.
Yeah, for sure. I got to piss too, but
Yeah, there's
gonna have to.
one more.
That's gonna fucking wait.
Unless there's one over here.
I'm sure we'll find a bush somewhere. That's an elevator. There are bathrooms over there, but it is what it is.
Look at the moon and the other side of your eyes.
What's up?
Big double.
Are you grabbing flags?
Well, grab something, dude. We gotta man the cameras.
Yeah. I we should at least grab a little flag. We got to be cameramen, but I think we can handle that too.
Hey, Neil.
Hang on your backpack. Out the backpack. Just right out to the top. There you go. But now you got to move quick and let it flow in the wind. You know. Well, that ain't gonna work out too well.
One of the little ones.
That also ain't gonna work out too well. What is going on here?
None of them have
Having
been
bad
around.
luck.
What do you got to do?
Oh, they're sliding right out.
Oh, is that
They're not attached.
Oh,
I don't know how that's supposed to work,
okay.
but we'll make them work.
Two.
All right. Now I lost everybody.
Oh, wrong guy. I thought it was someone else. That's okay. You thought it was here. I did.
Oh, I found him. My flag's broken.
So you broke it already?
It was broken when I got it. Touch, bro. I'm gonna get this shit fixed. I gotta
He's always having trouble.
put it through the hole.
He's always has trouble with them.
All right. I'll figure it out. I'll get this going. Oh shit. Yeah, not too many people here, unfortunately, but we're gonna make it matter, one way or another. Yes. Good for you. Both of us. Figure it never gets any media attention, so we're gonna be the media this time, right? Let everybody know what's going on. Yep. Or Shooting Through Podcast. Like I said, found on the Terribly Tactical channel, right there.
Oh, okay.
Yep. But of course, she's gonna plug your channel, not the Shooting Through Podcast, but it's what it is, I guess. You just don't care about it as much, It's more like the redheaded stepchild of your chance, huh? Just is what it is. I'm gonna get my camera up higher than you, bro. Get a better vantage point. But flags are waving. But. Quite a few behind us as well. What's up?
This ain't coming out of the backpack.
Nah, you're gold. It's in there. That was beautiful. The Friday the 13th sling bag, bro. Huh? Yeah, Joe, I wish a lot more people were here. Oh, yeah. Yep. But it's to be expected. I really hear, oh, we might not be able to go in. Oh, it might be raining. Oh, yeah. Any excuse to avoid the shit. Every excuse to, you know.
That'll be the first point when this happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. But people would rather, you know, just complain about it and not actually do anything to fix it. But it's easier. It's easier to do. It's easier to post something on Facebook, posting memes and everything, you know?
Right to complain unless you're doing something.
Exactly. Exactly. Fight for your rights, everybody. You're the only one that'll do it. But even with a lot fewer numbers, still a sight to see. And hopefully these are the people that actually believe in what they're waving. Yeah. It's better than anybody that didn't, I'd say. The flags are waving, man. If it ain't raining, you ain't training. That's right, Joe. A little bit of water will keep you from doing what you need to be doing. Yeah. I got the maritime shoes on, so we're good on that one. I am wearing all of this. I was ready. Get that drainage layer and shit, you know? The mesh. Got Dan up there flying the big flag. We got to be cameramen too, though, so got the little ones. It's blowing in my face.
We should get press back.
We should. Why don't they have them for us? It's kind of shade. Tell me. Nowhere near what we've had in the past. Still one hell of an impressive show out, though.
It's not well. It was 10,000.
Yeah.
It's a paper reported it was about 300.
Yeah. Well, that's probably close to what we got right now, so.
Yeah. Three better.
Definitely should have brought the tripod.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I got around yeah, 6 people showed up.
Oh, man.
Really
guys-
impressed.
At least they got some press attention.
Yeah. He did.
We're about the only press attention going on here right now. I ain't saying much. No, we won't. He got some attention in the papers a couple years ago, didn't you?
Yeah, guns and ammo or something reposted.
There was something somewhere.
10,000 pure paper set. 300.
Oh, yeah.
He's got the big flag. He's really doing it. I just got. Yeah. Yep. Is that about a doggone traffic light or what? Did we lose Ozzy? I don't know. Oh, there he is.
Situational awareness, bro.
I know. Spotted in the wild. All right that way. His natural habitat. What are you doing?
Fixing the fucking shit.
What's wrong with it?
It was open.
God damn. Why'd you let that happen?
I didn't.
Thought you had my back, bro.
I got your back, bro.
That's including my backpack, bro.
That's where you put it.
Oh shit, I got 3 viewers on this one now.
Yeah.
Stealing all the views. What are we waiting on? Want to get to yelling at politicians? Come on.
They're not going to let us do that.
I know. You can do it from outside, though.
Oh, we could do it from inside, too.
Yeah.
The 6th.
Call him, tell him to look out the window. You know, only look out the window. You see this? That's what I'm thinking.
Did you bring a tar and feathers?
No, unfortunately, I didn't have room in the backpack. You know.
Just brought the full size back.
Yeah, yeah. Should have brought the day pack to the mini day pack. You know.
Jump off early. 1,300, you jump off. Pass the word. Pass the word. 1,300, you jump off.
What?
5 minutes, 10 minutes. Are they saying that we jump
Through the windows? Is TT going to address the crowd? He's going to make an announcement, make a speech, bro?
I'm a little too radical.
Jump on top of the Suburban, bro. Let's start.
Yeah.
It ain't my truck. I don't care. Yeah.
Domestic tour.
No, it'd be okay. They'd accept if we started flipping cars and burning them down, you know? Just, yeah, that's yeah. Then we get all the media attention we need, you know? And positively, you know? But I don't think he thinks he's important enough, but I don't think he is yet to make a speech, you know? Just, this is the only speech he gets is right there to his phone. And when you hit 20K, yeah.
Gun safe lab.
Yeah.
I still got the invite from Nick.
First one says, identify as a trans black woman and they'll listen to you. That's the wrong group to be listening to you here. But nowhere near the group I was expecting, but it's a group either way. Everybody's out here.
It's kind of a break even kind of.
I'm just trying to show off the pin, bro. Black guns matter. A bit of wind. I think it comes from all the hot air in these politicians' heads. Hold that flag high, Dan. Hold it high.
Not too high, though. You might get blown.
Oh, man. But if he goes flying away holding the flag, it might get more media attention. You know, it'd be on the news everywhere. That should go viral. But you got that shit recorded. Just whee! Do it for the cause, Dan. Use that shit as a kite. Use that as a kite. Fly away. Do it for the cause. We need the attention. Oh man. Probably 7 minutes out. Taking off a little early. Got some bystanders also supporting. No counter protesters. I wouldn't expect that. This is the wrong group to be counter protesting. Nobody wants to counter protest a group of armed individuals, even though none of us are probably armed because, Capitol building and all. They're still scared. Any sort of opposition they're scared of. Why would they want, They go after the innocents, go after the weak, the feeble. They don't want to challenge. They go after the unsuspecting. We'd be too ready. Sign up there, you need to ban idiots, not guns. Nah, idiots have rights too. Yep. Got a few people talking about opposing red flag laws, but do they? Now we're back.
Hank Williams in the chat.
You got Hank Williams?
Hank Williams meet Ozzy.
Let's see. Getting the outward shot, man. Not as much of a group as it should be. Not as much of a group as it used to be. That it usually is. But we're still out here. As I said previously, these are all people that are willing to sit here and fight for our rights, willing to tell them what the fuck we're thinking. Unfortunately, too many aren't willing. Curb almost just took me out.
First step's a doozy.
Yeah. You know, I drank that one beer this morning. You know? It's getting to me. Yeah. Oh, shit. Getting attacked by a flag in my face. And I'm carrying it said flag. Should we camera to camera once again? I'll say we are definitely not unbiased media coverage, so, you know, but none of it is, so it's all good. Yeah. Back on the outside, dude. Police. How mad are they? First one shot's hard in the comments right now, talking some shit, saying block traffic and jump on cars now. Now this is a permitted protest in opposition to tyrannical gun laws. We don't do that. We try to be civil. Like I said, less than usual. Still good numbers. Should be a lot more. But we got our goal in sight. There's enemy counts blocking it off. It's just a trap cord. What the hell is that? Look, it's a truck.
Yeah, there's Cheyenne's big truck.
Yeah, just salmon pink. The salmon.
You get the salmonella. Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah, probably. I heard you're only supposed to eat it if it's pink. Yeah, that's the biggest issue. Everybody should be here is at work, and they're too scared to take a day off, take a sick day, or they're worried they aren't going to be able to pay the high gas prices, you know, if they take that day off. Personal space, bro. Are you ready for a fight?
The responsibility to be ready for the fight never ends.
Oh. But who are we fighting?
Whatever.
Saying, your beard's looking majestic today. It's only because I can't see mine. Road may flood, bro. It may flood. So I got the Ultimas on.
The road may flood one day.
Yeah, maybe. It'll flow red. From algae, of course.
From algae.
Yeah, yeah. That's.
Get the bacteria.
Yeah, it's weird stuff sometimes. We all sorts of different colors.
I'm not the science. It's possible.
Science. We get statistics on how many people leave here with COVID. So it's probably very, very low numbers.
That's gonna be story, dude. They're gonna blame us for starting the scandemic.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Pritzker's gonna get sick and such, you know.
Yeah, we can only hope.
We weren't even allowed in the building, and somehow we still caused it. You know, got onto the street, then he stepped on it for once because they forgot to put out his red carpet or something. You know, just it's something about that. How are they gonna have a buffet with all these food shortages, bro?
Right. Well, that's why we got the food shortage.
Yeah, it's him. It's a buffets. Oh man, no one's wearing a mask. What the fuck kind of people do you think are coming to this rally wearing a mask? Well, I think there's, you know,
But that's
I
freedom they get to choose.
don't see a single one from where I'm standing. Yeah, we're outside. It's not required, you know. Actually, nowhere is really required anymore. I think medical facilities in Illinois, surprisingly enough. But if you were to go inside, I'm sure they'd require one. That's right. That's right, Milo. Unfortunately, a lot of people up in this building here don't understand that. Couldn't recite that word for word like me and you can. They don't care either. They don't want to. They could if they tried. They could if they put their minds to it. Ain't nobody give a shit. Rooftops got one.
Small backpacks. Well, they had them last time. They had all them snipers on the
Yeah.
rooftops for us last time.
Oh shit.
So, and even more so that we're in alien bestowed creators.
First one shot I see. Shit is about to go.
No CRT theory in public schools.
Only thing. United States. Everybody to know what's going on these days. Hide it all. Oh, we're back.
Ready?